Hello, my name is Michael. Welcome to another video with me. The light isn't perfect in here today, but I'm going to film anyway, and I hope it'll work. The topic that I want to talk about today is one I really enjoy. It's a slogan based on a slogan, and the slogan is just 4 steps to getting what you want. Know what you want, believe that it's possible, do what's necessary, accept it when it comes. How to get what you want. I think everybody wants to know the secret to getting what we want. This is fairly straightforward. So the first thing, of course, is we have to know what we want. Do we really know? In my work, I always ask this question. I ask in the beginning, in the middle, far along, doesn't matter how long I've been working with somebody, the question still comes up. What do you want? What do you truly, really want? If you know what you want, great, good for you. You've accomplished the first step. If you don't, how do you find out? How do you find out? Well, here's the complicating factor for knowing what we want. Sometimes we think we want things, but really what we want is approval. Really what we want is what we've been told we should want, or what other people want, what our parents want for us, what we believe our culture expects of us. So one first step might be to separate out all of those external influences that pressure us into wanting certain things and really inquire if it's truly what we want. The basic answer for me to figuring out what we want comes back to the notion of attention, as things often will. We have to pay attention to our lives. We have to pay attention to what we respond to, what makes us feel alive, what naturally draws our attention, and we stay focused on it and enjoy it. Now, I'm not talking about necessarily entertainment or drugs. I mean, we could want that, but we have to think about what the aftermath of that is, what the consequence of that is, what's the next experience. So we have to pay attention to that. What brings us a sense of full engagement, full immersion, full participation, with a sense of meaning and liveliness. It doesn't matter what it is. If we have to notice that, there may not be a career immediately attached to whatever that is, but if you keep pursuing it, it may reveal itself. So know what we want, truly want. And not just what we want to have, but how we want to live. That's the question of what are the kinds of things we could want. We could want a yacht, we could want a limousine, but how do we want to live? What kind of lifestyle would truly be meaningful and desirable for you? What do you want to spend your time doing? Okay. That's the first one, knowing what you want. Believe that it's possible. Not everything will be possible. Let's just be clear about that. We can't have everything. For instance, I'm 66 years old. I'm probably not going to win a Nobel Prize in physics if I want that, or be a brain surgeon, or a concert pianist. These things are not realistic. If I wanted them, I wouldn't believe, and I'd have a good reason to not believe. I can tell you, though, from my practice of working with people, that what is more common than people wanting things that are not possible, which rarely happens, I'll be honest, more often it's not believing that something's possible when it is, when it could be. What's our potential is greater than we imagine if we only unfold it. So, along with knowing what we want, we have to have some faith that it could happen. It could happen. Step 3, and let me reveal this. This list of 4 things started in my mind many years ago. I read a book called Creative Visualization by a woman named Shakti Gawain, and she talked about the 3 steps to getting what you want. And really, what she was saying, I've seen repackaged in a variety of ways. And it's basically, you may have heard of the law of attraction, this idea that if we clarify what we want and we believe it and we send the message out into the universe, it'll come to us. I think some really amazing things can happen when we can do step 1 and step 2. I believe what happens is that when we are in touch with what we want and we believe it's possible, we're alert to opportunities. We begin to notice, we begin to pay attention when those opportunities come up, and we respond to them, we pursue them. That's what brings the thing to us. And so I'm not going to tell you that all you need to do is be clear about what you want and believe it's possible, and then just wait for the universe to bring it to you on a silver platter. Step 3, do what's necessary in order to make it happen. Any number of things. It depends on what you want. There's a path toward bringing it to you or bringing yourself to it. There may be things to learn, skills to acquire, people to come in contact with, tools to use, practices to engage in, that ripen your readiness for bringing whatever it is into your life and changing your life the way you want. So, doing what's necessary in order to bring it about. Shakti Gawain skipped over that one. She went from know what you want, believe that it's possible, to the 4th step, which is accept it when it comes. Accept it when it comes. I don't know about you. When I first heard that, I thought, well, what's the need for that? If you want it and you believe it, and especially if you worked hard for it, why wouldn't you accept it when it comes? I gave that some more thought, reflected on my own life, and especially paid attention to what I have observed in my practice and working with people, of how we put on the brakes sometimes at the last minute. Sometimes just when things are about to go our way, we sabotage ourselves. And there's a variety of reasons for that, I think. It's actually scary to get what we want sometimes, depending on what we want. One of the big ways that I think we get scared is that having what we want might mean being the kind of person who has it. It might mean that we have to transform our experience of ourselves, transform our perception of the world. We may have to adjust our standards for what we expect of ourselves. I wrote a blog on this, and one of the examples, an example that I use is just one possible way to unfold this idea. Just say you want a piano, you want to learn to play the piano. So you work hard, you save up some money, and you pay a couple grand for a piano. Yay, right? Now what? Okay, now maybe you need to practice at least a half hour a day. Maybe you have to have a teacher who comes to your home, or you go to them and they give you things to do, and they pay attention to your progress, and you might be nervous about that, feel you have performance anxiety. Or maybe you tell your friends you're learning the piano and they want to hear you play, and now, oh my God, you might have to feel you have to play the piano for somebody. And as somebody who picked up the piano at a later time in my life, it's hard, it's frustrating. It takes a lot of work, and progress is slow, at least for me. And there's a choice, do you carry on or give up? Because it's all a bit much. My suggestion is, if you truly want it, you carry on. So there are reasons we'll not accept it when it comes. But if you want it, that's the last thing we've got to do. We've got to let it into our lives, and we've got to let, it's not just about acquisition, as I said, it's about transforming ourselves, allowing ourselves to become more than we have been, and embodying that, expanding ourselves into that, and letting go of old, more constricted, limited versions of ourselves. Scary, but worthwhile. Well, this has been a very brief touch on each one of these 4 areas, but hopefully I got across the basic idea. To get what we want, we have to know what that is. That may not be easy, but if we can clarify that, and we can have faith in it, if it's not unrealistic or crazy, we believe that it's possible. And we have to set out on a path of discipline, a path of exertion, to bring ourselves to it and bring it to us. And in the process, perhaps undergo transformations. We don't just get something. Acquiring it changes us, and we have to have the courage to grow into what we can become, and accept it, and then enjoy it, and then thoroughly enjoy it. Take joy in it. Feel proud. Savor your success. Okay, I think that's what I have to say today. May you know what you want. Believe it's possible. Buckle down. Do what's necessary. Accept it and enjoy it. I wish that for you.